So the Native Americans put a spiritual aspect on these things, right? They put a spiritual aspect on it, right? And it's like, you know, I don't want to put something out there that I've never heard of, but I've never heard them outright say these things are of the spirit world, but there is like some type of like spiritual aspect to it. And the story about the tribe that went to war with them in Mount Shasta, they were able to kill them, right? So obviously there is some kind of mortal coil to these things or whatever to go back with it. But here's a theory that I propose to you as well, man. And so what if these things, man, are times 10 smarter than us, right? And that's something I think about a lot, right? Is like, what if these things are just, you know, what if their intelligence is something that we can't even, you know, grasp, because we judge them as like, oh look, they're just big apes or whatever, whatnot, right? Like they're big. But what if these things are actually, man, like way, I'm talking about way smarter than us, right? Like way smarter than us. And so the reason why they, you know, we don't ever find them is because they don't want to be found. And number two, a lot of people, I hear a lot of people will say, I hear a lot of people who don't have a lot of experience in the wilderness say, oh, well, how come we never found any bones? Okay. Name the last time you found a deer bone walking in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you found any bones walking through the woods? Tell them, Jay. You're not finding.
Well, I mean, I have, but it's been rare.
It's been
extremely rare.
And we're not talking about like going down to the local park and walking a mile and a half and doing the blue trail on your phone. That's not in the woods.
No.
The forest, especially the remote forest, is very, very, very good at the circle of life and cleaning up things.
Yeah,
right?
It eats everything.
So nothing goes to waste, right? So not being able to find a bone of an animal in the woods. Matter of fact, I found a dog skull one time. A dog skull, right? One time when I was in the woods hiking, and I was like at the time 15 years old. I had a 410 shotgun, and I think I was with Rooster actually. We were walking through the woods, and I found a dog skull, and it was the only time I've ever found a bone of any sort in the woods. And I've been to some remote places, even in Japan, man. I've been to some remote places. Right? And
you got to go to one specific forest to find bones.
Exactly, right. We don't want to get a strike on that yet. So, and those are the type of bones that we want to find on there, right? But so
it's rare, right? And the other thing is, okay, so I have a relative who lives near in a big state forest, like a big remote one, right? Old forest, and he goes out in that forest literally every day, like every day that he can move himself, right? Because he's getting older now. He spends his day out in that forest, and like even he'll tell you, you know, he's seen some weird stuff, right? Yeah. He said he's heard some weird stuff, but it's also hard because he's got really bad PTSD too. So, you know,
he's out there. Don't tell me he's making kill holes out there or whatever.
He's still he's a little bit still lost in Vietnam, but you know, that happens, right? Yeah. So he spends a lot of time out there, and you know, he used to bring back, like, anytime he would find like antlers.
Yeah,
he'd bring them back because they were so rare to find, right?
Yeah.
Any kind of skull or anything like that, he'd find the bones or whatever, anything like reasonable, right? Like nobody cares about a rib bone, right?
Yeah.
But like he would bring stuff back, right? Because, you know, he would make bone knives and stuff like that. Yeah. So he would decorate skulls and stuff. He was a hunter, so that was his thing. But it was a rare occasion. Like he'd be super excited when he'd come back with something because it's just not something you come across.
Yeah, and another thing, my second favorite comment I get on here is these people's like, oh, I've been hunting all my life and never seen nothing. Yo, so have I, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been hunting the same South 40. That you're not up in 5 days by horseback up in the freaking, up in some Canadian wilderness or whatever, right? So don't
Right.
tell me just because you've hunted some plot of land for 50 years that your daddy took you to back in the day that you're the see all get all out there or whatever. No.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.